Be Sure to Cook.
Welcome back to another episode of Be Sure to Cook. Today, we're going to be making turkey lasagna. So let's do this and stay tuned.
Hey, it's Be Sure to Cook here. We just received this beautiful custom cutting board from cuttingboard.com, and we are so excited to share this with you. Cuttingboard.com specializes in premium sustainable cutting boards, and they went above and beyond with this custom design just for us. It's just not about the look, it's built to last. Look at this board. It's a beautiful board. It's my design and I love it. And it's custom made. Get your board and get your design and you're going to love it too. Customboard.com has all the best brands like John Boo and so much more. You can even get your own board custom made with your name or your own design. If you're ready to upgrade your kitchen with a cutting board like this, just click the link below. I want to give a big thanks to cuttingboard.com for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to click the link below. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you next time.
Okay, I've got my red and green pepper out. We're going to be putting a little vegetables into our lasagna to make it look good. We're also going to be using my favorite. You do not have to use it. I'm going to be using a little bit of eggplant and a little bit of zucchini. And you can use carrots too, make it vegetable. I didn't get any carrots because I'm going to use red bell peppers and green bell peppers. So let's get these washed up. Okay, I rinsed these thoroughly, and I'm going to rinse them again. I'm going to use this. I'm making a small pot of this, and I'm going to show you the pan that I'm going to use. I'm just going to cut this both in half, and I'm using each one of those. I'm going to discard and put these back, wrap these up, and put these in my refrigerator. And today, I have a sweet yellow onion. I use white, I use yellow, I use purple, I use any type of onion that might look good. So today, it's a yellow sweet onion, but you can use white, you can use red, you can use whatever you want. I'm just telling you what I'm using today. And I'm using this yellow onion today. They look so good sitting in the store. I always take it and peel off one layer off. I just don't know why I do that. But I peel off the paper and then I also peel off one layer. That's just me. I guess that's my OCD. I don't know. I'm going to take a couple of slices here to put into my, well, that's a lot of slices there, isn't it? And then I'm going to just wrap up my onion, put this for when I need use for this. Okay, today instead of cutting these, I'm just going to cut these like in fours. I might not need all those onions, just a couple slices. And today, I'm going to be using my handy chopper because my wrist today is like swollen. I have arthritis and it hurts today. So today, I got little devices to help me when I don't need all that stuff. So today, what I'm going to do is this is this little chopper. It's got blades all over. This is really nice. My husband bought this for me. I barely use it, but I like using this. He showed me how to use it the other day, and I thought, oh, this is neat. So I'm going to take those in fours and I'm going to put those in there. And I'm going to cut these into 4 wedges. And I'm going to throw, I hope that's right. Throw that down. Bear with me, guys. This is new. I've used it. I just want to make sure, I get that down in there. I don't want to cut my hand because it's a very sharp blade. And I'm going to throw some of these onion pieces in here. Woohoo! Onion! I love onion. I know I sound crazy, but I'm just, ignore me. And this is so cute. Okay, let me get my paper towel, wipe my hands off. And here's a string to it. So you just coat it and you just chop it. And it chops up really neat. Uh-oh. And you gotta watch out how many times you chop it because you can get like really minced. It can turn into juice. So it's like, look, there's my vegetables, guys. Look at that. Yoo-hoo! Hold on, let me get something and put it in here. Let's take it over to the sink and rinse these vegetables. Oh, great. So we're just gonna chop these up. Because this is not the star of the dish. So this is why these are getting chopped up. And this is all I want, just a small little chop up like this. Because it's not the star. See, my last lasagna, this was the star of the dish. So eggplant and zucchini was the main course of the star of the dish. This is not. It's going to be all about the ground turkey and a little vegetable. So it's going to be so great. So good. Okay. I always cut off my tips no matter what. I don't know why I do that. And I don't want the peeling on any of this stuff. So I'm just going to peel this down. Because I don't want the peel. To me, the peel is makes it tough. You know, you got that tough texture. I don't like it. You can also use your vegetable peeler if you want. But I'm just going to use my knife right quick and just run on down and cut all this off. Because I don't want any skin. But if I leave a little skin, it won't hurt it as bad. But I don't want a lot of skin. Put it that way. And I'm just going to peel this down. Ooh, getting the other side here. Into where you say, stop, stop, stop cutting me. I'm just playing, guys. Sometimes I just go off talking to myself. And I do this every time I cook. So I've been doing this ever since I've been a little girl. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this eggplant. And I'm not going to use a lot of it. I just need a little bit of it. So I'm just going to chop this just like I did my zucchini. Because this is just putting a little bit of pizzazz into it. Oh, that was really close, guys. I could have really cut my hand. And you know, eggplant here is, you got to really watch it because it will oxidize on you like crazy. Next thing you know, your eggplant will be all brown. And I'm going to try not to do that. Maybe I should have did the meat first. But we're going to get this into some sauce. And we're going to rinse all these off. Okay, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of olive oil into my pan and get that shimmering. There you go. All right. Okay, I'm going to do a little of the garlic. Not all, just a little bit. Uh-oh, have this stuff a little too. Okay. Then I'm going to start throwing my vegetables. As I realized as I was cooking my food, you can add any vegetables you want into your lasagna. I realized that somebody at the store had actually got the vegetables mixed up. That was not a zucchini, which I thought it was a zucchini because it was in the zucchini aisle. I'm adding a little pepper, and I'm adding about a teaspoon, a half teaspoon of Italian season. I'm adding about 1/4 teaspoon of basil. And I'm adding a half teaspoon of oregano. Because I'm making a small pot. Some Mrs. Dash, about 1/4 teaspoon of Mrs. Dash. And a couple of shakes of garlic powder. Because we already got garlic in it. But I think fresh garlic and garlic powder, I just think they taste a little bit different. That's just me. You can discard that if you think that's too much garlic. A little couple shakes of paprika and some black pepper. I mean white pepper, sorry. I know I already got black in there, but when I put the black in there, it's crushed black pepper. If you got, I'm crushing it myself. This is ground black pepper, and I'm grounding it myself. But if you have already crushed, you don't need the white pepper. So you sprinkle a little bit of white pepper, and we're gonna stir this up, and we're gonna go ahead and let this cook. But you can add any vegetables you want. And I realized that was not a zucchini, guys. That was a something totally different than the zucchini. And I kept saying, why does it smell that fruity? And come find out that was a cucumber instead. But hey, it's all in the family, so we're just going to use this cucumber. Actually, it's a zucchini, but somebody at the store had got that mixed up. And I kept looking at it and said, wait a minute, this isn't supposed to be like this. This is supposed to be a different color. I was looking at it as I was kind of saying, well, maybe, this is the zucchini. And as I and I had to actually taste it, rinse it and taste one. I said, wait a minute. This is a cucumber, not a zucchini. But like I said, you can add any vegetables you want. So it's supposed to be zucchini, so you all use zucchini. Right now I'm using this cucumber, and it's going to just work just fine. Okay, I'm going to be using, it's diced tomatoes. It has basil, oregano, and all that good stuff in there. Or you can just use diced tomatoes. But I wanted to get in the family that I'm in because I'm making a dish. I'm making lasagna, and lasagna is more like, garlic and stuff like that, which I'm using it, but the tomatoes are just infused with it. So I'm going to add a can of that. Just one can because I'm making a small pot. And I'm telling you, all these vegetables, you can use any vegetables you really want because it's just up to whatever you have in your pantry or whatever you have in your cabinet. It's up to you. And look at that. And then I'm going to be using also, I'm using some tomato sauce. And it's Cinto's Italian tomato sauce. It's just a regular can of tomato sauce, but you have to doctor it up, fix it up. Sometimes people don't. I always do. I'm one of those kinds. I've got to fix it up. And it's going to make a little water with the vegetables, but that's what you want. You want the vegetable water because you want it to be, loose. You don't want you to, how people make lasagna and it's always dried out? I don't like mine dried out. I like mine nice, and I like it wet and juicy, and I like it to taste good. Now we're going to have to actually put some other stuff in here and fix this up. Okay, and I'm letting this cook and slowly cook. And what I'm going to do is add about a tablespoon of sugar. Or if you don't, if you want to cut that sugar in half, if you want to, just add a teaspoon. But you don't want to get rid of that bitter taste, kind of like I added a tablespoon to this. Because when it cooks, it's not going to, you want to do a teaspoon, you can. But I'm doing a table. And I'm just going to let this cook. And I added another can of tomato sauce. And you could just put some more seasons in there if you want. All the seasons that we went through, you could put a little bit more, maybe about a half tablespoon again in each one. Because you really want it to be flavorful. Okay, let's just let this cook and let everything cook down. And it's going to be so delicious when we finish this. Okay, in a frying pan, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil. That drip off there, okay. And I'm going to let this shimmer. Okay, I'm going to add the rest of that garlic. That tomato sauce just popped up into that because it was popping. So I turned that down and put that on a different iron, very low. And I'm just letting that simmer. And I'm getting all that garlic that we had chopped, putting it into this oil, and we're going to cook this on low, well, not low, but a medium high heat. I think I got that on. Then I'm going to take that off the eye. Okay, girl, put my meat in. Okay, I'm using the turkey meat, and I'm using a ratio of, let me get it broke, 85, 85 and 15 lean. So, and I'm going to put this in here. Okay, there's my spatula because I'm greedy and I need to get all, see that's the flavor. That's all that's left of the flavor. I want to get all of that in there. This get exposed, go into the wash area. There we go. Then I'm just going to basically, look at me. I'm just stirring this meat sauce right on into all these vegetables and, oh, look at there. And my tomatoes that I added in there. And all this is going to cook for about 30 minutes, low on the stove. Make sure all those seasonings are cooked in there and get in there. And I'm using a cup of mozzarella cheese. It's 1 whole cup. So a cup of mild cheddar. So a half cup of Parmesan. Now I'm using a cup of cheddar. Mild cheddar. This is a big bag of cheddar that I get because I cook a lot, so I look. And then I'm using some Parmesan, you know, real. It's real. It's grated. It's real grated cheese. So I'm using Parmesan Romano cheese, and I'm going to use about, I say about a half a cup of that. I didn't use a whole full cup. I used half of a full cup. And I'm going to mix this cheese up. And this is going to be my cheese blend for my lasagna that I'm going to be putting in. Then, all right, I'm taking this out of the oven. It's been in here for about 35 minutes or so. And you can tell on the sides where the noodles have cooked. Here's our cheese mix. Now I'm going to start adding some cheese mix on here, on top. Or you didn't need to add cheese if you didn't want to. Now I'm going to put this back in just to melt this cheese on here. So let me put all of this left on here. And let's spread this all over. Because we want that delicious cheese to melt all over here. And here's my pan where it's falling. And that's a good thing. If you put it on a pan, you know, a non-stick pan, or put some aluminum foil on your pan and just stick it on there, because when it's bubbling and it's stuff like this, it's gonna like overflow. You might get a little in your oven. So what I do is I put it on a pan where all those drippings, where they're gonna drip at. They're gonna drip directly on the pan here. So I don't have to worry about that at all. It's fresh aluminum foil on there. And I make sure that cheese is covering every little bit of square. And that is my Parmesan. And this goes back in for another 5 or 15 minutes until it is completely melted and beautiful and delicious. All right, guys, right out of the oven. It is hot, very, very hot. And this is what it looks like. Cheese is nice and melted and beautiful. Now, if you want to, you can cook it all the way. Put the cheese on. If you got like a low broil, you can put it underneath the broiler and bake your cheese and get this beautiful look also. And I did a little bit of that also. So you can do that also. So this is it. So digging into this right now would not be really good, because see, it's all puffed up on the sides because of the shells and everything came to the top. So what we need to do is we need to let this cool. And this should be cooling for about 25 minutes, cool down. Maybe 25 to 30 minutes to cool down. So we need to let this cool so it can still be warm, but it needs to be cool. So time to let it sit. Okay, guys, this has cooled off for at least 30 minutes because it was real hot. It needed to set up. Dun, 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 dun. Got a knife. Just playing. I've got a knife, and I'm going to cut into this lasagna. So I guess I'm going to cut it this way. They have big slices. So when you do a lasagna, the first thing you want to do is you always want to let this cool because it's still hot. You know, the sauces are still running, it's still getting into stuff. And if you cut it, if it's too hot, sauce might run out or whatever. And you don't want it, you want it to be nice and firm when you cut it because you want to see those layers. Me personally, you know, I can eat it runny, I can eat it whatever, but you want to see those layers. I'm just going to lay this knife down, put it over here. Okay, so you want to make sure, I get this nice and perfect for you all, which some of my layer. There you go. Look at that. I got a breadstick on here. It looks great. This is the lasagna. Here it is. Nice big square of turkey lasagna with the little vegetables in there. Hey, this dish is really good and you're going to enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this dish and I hope you enjoy this show. Hey, come back next time. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Come back because you know what? Who made this? You made this. You and me. We did this together. And we'll do great other dishes together. So hey guys, see you next time. Bye. Be sure to cook. Today we're going to be doing meatball subs. We're going to do everything homemade. And I'm going to add a little Creole seasoning inside of there. I'm going to give this a great stir. Look at that, guys. I am good to go. I hear you. Yes. Oh my God, that is wonderful. So, that was about 4 to 5. I'm back.